Hello everyone, Merxerain here, and today I want to show you 9 base building tips in Meet Your Maker. Tip number 1, using a hunter arrow trap to shoot through a corrosive cube. Right here we have a normal arrow trap. Watch, it fires straight. So as a player, you may come this way, see the thing, and move back, and then know that this is where everything is going to go. However, if we configure the hunter augmentation onto this bolt shot, watch what happens now. We trigger, we move back. Using an opaque corrosive cube, we can't see the bolts are actually traveling towards us, and so then they die. Tip number 2, how to effectively hide a hollow cube. Hollow cubes take on the appearance of this bedrock. All of these bedrock could potentially be a hollow cube. Can you spot the one and only hollow cube in the area? Turns out it is right here. Using the picture perfect modifier reduces the holographic flickering to further confuse your opponent. Because a hollow cube only looks like bedrock, you do not want to place it in a position where it's the only bedrock in the area. A player is much more likely to suspect that may be a hollow cube. Tip number 3, removing ammo from the player. With a contraption like this, you can easily make a player lose their ammo. They shoot the enemy so that the enemy cannot hit them. Behind the enemy is a drop-off point where a player could not enter. We can see at the bottom, the ammo has fallen all the way through. The only way to obtain that ammo would be another path down here, so make sure you do not do that. Tip number 4, do not leave openings into unused portions of your base. This will cause other players to come over and explore, looking around for secret entrances or tombs. However, that just wastes their time and your time when viewing replays. My recommendation is to floor the top off. If you're enjoying the video, please consider a like and subscribe, as that does help the channel. Tip number 5, place the tomb within your dungeon as a side path. This way, players find it while they're actually exploring your dungeon, and you can get a few kills inside your dungeon with a hidden trap. The tomb gives players extra experience and items when they break it. It also makes a distinctive churning sound that you can hear through walls, so players will know to look for it when they can hear it. Tip number 6, the player has the ability to pass through a corrosive cube, so if you use these in your dungeon, be careful that there isn't anything on the other side that they want to go. If this is the only thing blocking a path around a couple of other traps, then this will not stop the player. However, a double layer of corrosive cubes will. Tip number 7, use misdirection. When coming up this ramp, we clearly see that there are 2 traps here, leading the user to believe these are what's deadly, when in fact, when you come up, something else triggers that may kill the player. Aha! But now they see the trap has been sprung, they are free to deal with these, so they do so. And then they have another one below. Tip number 8, forcing movement. As you can see here, we have multiple enemies lined up. If the player chooses to ignore them and continue on, they will have to continually dodge the bolts being shot at them while also contending with other traps. However, if the player decides to engage with these enemies via melee or ammunition, they eventually will want to come over this way to either kill them or collect their bolts, in which case we have a few additional traps that will keep them on their toes. That is not the only way to force movement, however. Both the flame trap, which can reactivate and has an extended, sustained activation time, and these guys here can also force movement down paths that you may want the player to go, or down paths that they do not want to go. If you couple a flame trap along with some other traps that they may want to prioritize, they may waste their ammo breaking other traps first, and then have to contend with what's left. Finally, what I'm about to show you is an exploit. The developers are working on a fix. I urge you not to use this in your own outpost, but this is educational so that if you encounter it in another outpost, you'll understand what has happened. We have a corrosive cube here with a bolt trap behind. Notice the bolt trap cannot target us and activate through this corrosive cube. However, this here is another corrosive cube. That block right there. It is set for second phase only. Behind it is another bolt trap. So notice the bolt trap does not see us. But when you have a corrosive cube that's set for second life, the bolt trap will be able to see through it and shoot you. Be aware, be careful. When paired with the opaque on the corrosive cube, that makes it very dangerous. And so, I hope that these tips will help you in your outpost building endeavors or in conquering other outposts. But for now, this is Merc Serene signing off.